Thanks for tuning into this Prezi that features the basics of studying. We will explore short-term and long-term memory, tips for concentrating, study breaks, and how to improve study habits. You have probably experienced this conundrum. You read a whole page of text and cannot recall what you just read. This likely happened because you didn't have a purpose for reading, or there was a roadblock in the way of your learning. For learning to occur, you must transfer information from your short-term memory to your long-term memory. Before your brain overloads, it can store about 7 pieces of information in your short-term memory. It takes about 7 repetitions of the information to move it into your long-term memory. Forgetting occurs very rapidly if you have not applied strategies to put information into your long-term memory. The inability to recall stored information is a common problem among students, which can become especially frustrating during exam time. This problem may occur because of the way the information is being absorbed. Make sure to check out the Prezi on learning strategies for ways to help you learn more effectively. There are different saboteurs that can limit your ability to learn, such as interruptions, daydreaming, hunger or tiredness, and personal problems. Figure out what distracts you and minimize it as best you can. Without interruptions, you can learn more and finish faster. If possible, choose the same time and place to study every day. If your thoughts continually wander, stop to consider the cause of the distraction. When you notice yourself daydreaming, put a mark on your paper to remind you to get back to work. If you are hungry or tired, eat a little food or take a short nap. Being alert is essential if you are to think and learn. If a problem continues to distract you while you are studying, it might be best to deal with it first. Otherwise, write it out on a sheet of paper and deal with it when you have finished your schoolwork. To get the most you can out of studying, you need to know what you are learning, why you are learning it, and how to make yourself interested. Here are some strategies to develop your concentration and form lasting study habits. Be motivated to learn. If you view studying as an opportunity to learn, your concentration will be stimulated. Be interested. The more you know about any subject, the more interested you become. Be organized. Know exactly what your assignments are and how to complete them. Compete with yourself. Set a time when you think you should finish studying a certain subject, and then try to beat it. Ask questions. Listen carefully in class, and if you don't understand an assignment, be sure to ask the instructor for further explanation. If you are having trouble remembering large quantities of information, you are trying to remember too much at once. Study only a small chunk of information at a time, not a whole chapter. It is important that you take regular breaks. A good guideline is for 50 minutes of study, you should take a 10-minute break. Test yourself after the break and keep track of what you find difficult to answer. Take at least an hour study break after studying for 3 one-hour chunks. Do not study for more than 3 hours in a row. Try to take an hour every week to review everything you have learned from the beginning of the term. Review your text notes, class notes, and test questions. Practicing is the only way for you to know that you learned your material or not. How can you tell if you have learned something? Most students do not know whether they have learned something until an exam. You need to know what you know or what you do not know before an exam so you can prepare appropriately. As a simple test, you can say you understand something when you can define it in your own words, give your own examples of it, and explain its relationship to other concepts. Here are 4 final tips that can help improve how you study. Personalize the information and try to relate it to things that matter to you. Strive to deeply understand it to make memorization easier. Engage as many senses as possible. Repeating a fact out loud as you write it engages your visual, auditory, and kinesthetic memories. Create a hook to help you remember, a picture, a pattern, a rhyme, or a story. Just before you sleep, review information you are trying to learn. You will remember quite a bit of it when you wake up. Thanks for viewing this presentation. Have a wonderful day.